he's written. So we're going to kick off the evening with Stephen Dolginoff. We're really happy to have him and Monster Makers here. His work is performed all over the country. He has Thrill Me and Flames. I know all of his publishers are in the house tonight. We're really excited to have you. Thank you. So without further ado, welcome Monster Makers.
Hello, I'm Stephen Dolginoff, and I am very happy to present the story and the score from my musical Monster Makers, which is going to have its world premiere this fall at the Lamb Arts Regional Theater in Sioux City, Iowa. There's also going to be a version in New Jersey later this year, and it was just acquired for theatrical licensing and publishing by a German company. So maybe in a few months we'll all come back and perform the German translation. Well, for tonight, Monster Makers is a triple feature of 3 mini musicals inspired by the untold behind-the-scenes stories of some of the most famous horror movies in cinema history. It focuses on the visionaries behind these films and their artistic struggles as they each come to realize that sometimes real life can be even more frightening than the movies. There are 5 characters in each act, played by a single cast of 5 actors, so everyone has 3 parts. But I guess you could also do it with 15 people. But joining me to perform all the roles tonight are the incredible Camille Diamond, the marvelous Leo Ash Evans, the spectacular John McVeigh, monstrously talented musical director and arranger, Zachary Orts at the piano. Everybody ready? Here we go. Part 1 takes place in Germany in 1922. It's the expressionistic silent film era. Famed director F.W. Murnau is in the middle of a copyright lawsuit brought by the estate of author Bram Stoker over Murnau's silent vampire film Nosferatu, which is suspiciously similar to Stoker's Dracula. But is it actually plagiarism? Murnau is aware that if he loses the suit, his masterpiece may never be seen again. So what we experience is the melodramatic style of a silent film, designed in sepia tones and heavy shadows. It's as if Murnau is trapped in a silent movie nightmare of his own making. So here is part 1 of Monster Makers, entitled Out for Blood.
Oh, then can't you do a better job of defending me?
Freddie, I'm your producer, not your lawyer. And if you just made all the changes I suggested during filming, then we wouldn't be in this horrible mess.
Changes? You mean distortions? How many times do I have to remind you, Albin? I won't sacrifice my vision, no matter who the demons are that I may have to fight. I'll defend each artistic film decision. It's the only way that I can sleep at night. And I'm hopeful that the judge will see the light.
Maybe we can make some alterations to the prints, cut in new title cards, rearrange some scenes.
I won't compromise or edit, no matter who is asking, even if it's alright. Oh, that novel I'll deny I ever read it. My eyes cannot be undermined, it's true. And I won't change a frame, this film is through.
We have to have a contingency, something to offer Mrs. Stoker.
I won't bargain with that devil, no matter who. The question is no different who it's for. I refuse to sink that low level. It's my policy I'll not walk through the door. And my creative soul can't take this anymore. I let some coward change his mind and leave lets a quitter have reluctancy to fight. But if we're talking about me, it's so obvious to see that I'll always take the viewpoint that I'm right. And I won't sacrifice my vision. I must protect the patrons at our cinematic show. I work with painstaking precision, and I won't adjust my methods or let go, since my legacy's important, as you know. My whole life is there in each projector's glow. When I'm asked for a concession, I always say no.
Tries to sweet-talk Max Schreck, the star of Nosferatu, out of presenting damaging evidence against him in court.
Maxie, this film will make you immortal!
You think so?
Oh, the only thing that can taint it is if Mrs. Stoker wins. You can't let anything prevent the public from seeing your magnificent work. Your talent amazed me every day on the set, and there was scene. Oh, you know the one I'm talking about? Oh, Max. The camera started cranking. The lights were turned up high. You posed before the backdrop and faced the sky.
The canvas sky.
And the crew just stood there spellbound. They watched with bated breath at your skillful grand performance on the night we filmed your death.
On the night you filmed my death, I had thought out my motivation and rehearsed the day before. And when I needed extra takes, you gave me more.
I gave you more, and the crew just stood there spellbound. They watched with bated breath as you made your mark in history on the night we filmed your death.
On the night you filmed my death,
It was hard to kill a vampire in my mind, but you gave me inspiration.
you're too kind.
You made it look so easy when you played the sense of doom, and I captured it forever as your shadow filled the room. For the big climactic moment when you acted out your heart, I gave almost no direction. You lived this part, you were this part,
And the crew just stood there spellbound. They watched with bated breath.
at your photogenic genius on the night we filmed your death. On the night we filmed your death.
Freddie, you're trying to butter me up.
Is it working?
No.
I'll film your death for real if you betray me in court.
Finally, Murnau comes face to face with Mrs. Bram Stoker, the author's widow herself.
I have great respect for your husband's work.
I don't think you do, or you wouldn't have stolen from him.
Oh, my good woman. I did not steal. It was an homage.
That's preposterous! You caused a situation that's too big to ignore. The fact is, I've been wronged. never happened before. I can't just turn my back, but must dive into this muck. So you're out of luck. Yes, you're out of luck.
Is this what your husband would have wanted?
Bram was writing Dracula, he didn't get paid. And after it was published, not a fortune was made. Now he's gone, but I'm protecting what he left in his will. He'd be out to kill. So I'm out to kill.
You could add your name to the credits.
I've never been a fan of those who don't read their books. I've come to learn the cinemas, a business for crooks. And I have to make you miserable, the least I can do. So I'm out for you. Yes, I'm out for you. You stole from Bram, you stole from me. You're gonna pay, you're gonna see. I'm gonna win and win with glee. Your shameless copy will be mine.
Can't we reach an agreement?
I have no obligation to accommodate fools who think that they're above all of society's rules. I know that you feel different if the victim were you. I know what you would say, and then I know what you do. Bound to run the thief and drag his name through the mud. You'd be out for blood, so I'm out for blood. You made mistakes, you made me cry. You're gonna lose, and you know why. I'll have your head, your soul will die. I'll beat you, defeat you, turn vampire and eat you. You shouldn't have any doubts that Mrs. Stoker is out for blood. Out for blood. I'm out for blood.
Renault loses the lawsuit. To his horror, all prints of Nosferatu are ordered destroyed. Luckily, his producer has sneaked one copy to the United States. Renault hopes to do the same and leave Germany for Hollywood someday.
Moving to part 2, we are now in Hollywood in the early 1930s, the black and white Universal Studios monster movie era. Renowned makeup artist Jack Pierce has been tasked with creating the distinctive, iconic look for Frankenstein's monster, to be played by then unknown Boris Karloff. Designed in stark black and white, it's presented in the style of these classic movies, with a thunderstorm constantly raging outside, and as if Pierce himself is a giddy, mad scientist like Dr. Frankenstein himself in his makeup room that looks just like a laboratory. So here is part 2, entitled, I've Created a Monster.
This is going to be so much fun, Boris. I can go all out. You're clearly a natural monster.
Thank you.
Now, let me at that face. My secret way to change the skin involves sculpting and shaping and shading. I've seen colleagues try to do this well, at least begin, but they can't stop the makeup from fading. Actors call me a sadist while in my chair, 'cause it's hard to endure all the painting. They get mad as hell if I burn their hair, but the results are worth all of the fainting. When I'm creating a monster, I must give the monster respect. It will be stale in the mold if I don't break the mold and give them something that they won't expect. I don't forget when creating a monster, and the monster's the hero to me. It's meant to be frightening, but just like the lightning, inspiration will strike to set a new monster free.
It's meant to be frightening, but just like the lightning, there's a monster that you soon will set free. How exactly will you start? You're not going to shave anything off, are you?
I'm glad you've asked of how I work. experiment on faces, turn the brightest smile into an evil smirk, and put scars in the logical places. When I'm creating a monster, I must give the monster respect. It will be standing the gold if I don't break the mold and give them something that I can perfect. I don't forget when creating a monster, it has to stand out from the crowd. It's grease paint, but so much more. It's finding the inner core. It's powder and color and wig that make a makeup man proud.
Finding the inner core, it all makes a makeup man proud.
Boris, I don't like the shape of your head, and I'm going to have to change it.
Change it into what?
I haven't decided yet, but don't worry, it won't hurt at all. Just keep holding still.
I'll try.
Say goodbye to styles that are out of date. Say goodbye to bland or overdone. Say goodbye to the way he's written on the page. Say hello to a creature that will make them scream and run. Now let me try for something fresh you can watch if you don't touch my brushes while I mix a batch of decaying flesh. So stand back as interventionist gushes. When I'm creating the monster, I must give the monster respect. It will be stale and look old if I don't break the mold and give a more than special effect. I don't forget when creating a monster that the monster is only a man. But once I veneer you, the public will fear you. I'll bring the monster to life like no one else can.
Once you veneer me, the public will fear me. Bring the monster to life like no one else can.
Like no one else can.
Like no one else can.
No one else can.
Can you at least warm your hands, please, Jack?
Frankenstein's director, James Whale, has his own very different idea about what the monster should look like, and he rejects Pierce's design. Now Pierce has to use every trick up his sleeve to get his own way against this powerful director. On the first day of shooting, Whale confronts Pierce.
Stay calm, James.
Calm? You want me to be calm? I've got an entire cast and crew on the soundstage waiting for me to call action, and I can't because of you and your damned monster makeup. You promised you'd do it my way, and you switched it. Redo the makeup now.
And if I refuse?
If you want to stay in this business, man, you need to learn to listen to me. I'm the director, I have my own plan, and you will simply have to agree. And if you think that I'm being too tough, then I'll only get that much tougher. I'm the director, I've had quite enough, so it's your turn now to suffer. I want it my way. I want it my way. I want it my way.
I won't listen to this madness. I'm in charge of makeup.
Films can't be collaborations. Someone must have control. And I don't believe in negotiations. We all must work to achieve my goal. So you better wipe off an ugly grin off his face. I did not approve it. I squared his head. I could not have foreseen the required to remove it. I want it my way. I want it my way. I want it my way.
You are a maniac.
Strings on his neck, whatever they are, have to go. You can just undo them. And jet black hair and a great big scar, you can do the same thing to them. I want it my way.
My way is better.
Films can't be collaborations. I don't need input at all. I like my work to be free of frustrations. And right now I can't believe your call. You lied to my cast, disrupted my set, ruined my agenda. forget. I'd love to kill you if I just had a knife. And there's no doctor who can bring you back to life. So orders your report to this godforsaken room. You can soak him in detergent and make him look right so that I can resume. There's a schedule, so it's urgent. I want my way. I want my way. I want my way.
What was that again?
Your attitude, sir, has begun to wear thin. You are clearly too ambitious. And I can't stand to look at your smug little grin. Are you really so malicious? Now, I think I've been clear and extremely precise. I've been told I'm often prickly. So I'll say, pretty please, won't you start playing nice? Or I'll rip your face off quickly. I want my way, I want my way, I want my way.
Director Whale does not get his way. The hero Jack Pierce's now famous green square-headed makeup design is used in the film. Finally, on the night of the premiere, Pierce and Karloff share a toast in the makeup room. Neither was invited to see the movie.
I don't care about tonight. I care about the future. My future.
Here's to the opening of Frankenstein.
I used to spend my Sundays disguising my best friend. Made him look so different. I love to play pretend. Then the Sundays turn to every day. That's when I knew I should become part of the movies, and that's what I swore I'd do. So I came here with my kit and to break it breathe. I think that I have made someone famous, but I don't mean me. 'Cause I'm afraid I'll never get the credit. I'm afraid they'll never know my name. But I don't wish to conform. I want to take the world by storm. Don't I deserve a little taste of fame?
At least your name is in the credits. I let them talk me into no billing at all.
Why do they want that?
To keep the monster more mysterious, I suppose. I'm billed as a question mark.
Who wouldn't want the accolades? Who wouldn't want the praise? Who wouldn't want the compliments? I at least deserve a raise. But someone else is bound to get the glory. With my contract, there's not much that I can do. In this business, that's the norm. How can I take the world by storm if I'm only in the background? Then I'm through.
You'll get a claim if I have anything to say about it, Jack.
Thank you. And if they make a sequel, I'll demand that both of us are invited to the premiere.
A sequel to Frankenstein? Who would want to see the same thing all over again?
Someone always tries to steal my thunder. I wonder if I'll ever get the chance to fight against the evil, like on Sunday afternoons when I used to know the winner in advance.
Keep fighting, Jack.
And now I spend each Sunday by the mirror on my wall, trying new procedures out until I know them all. Since there's nothing as fulfilling as creating art, and I hope if it's successful, they'll acknowledge my small part. If I'm lucky, then at least I'll be remembered as the man who made a face that haunts your sleep. But there are other films to make, and the monsters can't look fake. I have to prove their beauty's not skin deep. So if I stay true to myself, and if I stay true to form, I'll remain a monster maker, and I'll take the world by storm. Peter basks in the satisfaction of his own creation, while sadly knowing that Universal Studios would always claim the copyright ownership of it. His one regret? That it wasn't filmed in color.
Now for part 3, we move to England in the early 1970s. The very first color horror movies were made by the Hammer House of Horror, a low-budget English film studio that over a 15-year span churned out sequel after sequel to both Dracula and Frankenstein. Each with diminishing results, and with each passing year, more gore and more gratuitous babes. Almost all of them starred renowned British actor Peter Cushing as either Dracula's Van Helsing or Mad Dr. Frankenstein. But now the studio is on its last legs, and to cut corners, they are forced to film the final Dracula and Frankenstein sequels simultaneously, redressing the same sets. So, presented in the over-the-top style of these color British horror films, it's a little tacky, a little racy, lots of stage blood designed in color, and it's as if Cushing is re-experiencing the history of the studio all on the final day of filming. First, Cushing sings of his positive attitude toward even the schlockiest of projects, and it's intercut with the filming of a scene from each movie. Noises-off style chaos swirls around him as he gamely soldiers on. So here's part 3, the final nail in the coffin.
You've never found these fright flicks to be beneath you, love?
Of course not. They bring joy to many people.
Hasn't it bothered you that over the years the quality went, well, downward?
Not at all. I never let the perfect be the enemy of the good. I never say I shouldn't, even if I think I should. I see the glass half full, no reason not to drink. I'm happy doing horror, I don't care what critics think.
Actors on the set, please, Peter, don't fall in the coffin.
When I was filming dramas for the BBC, they knew the way to get the best performance out of me was not to make a promise that they could not fulfill. I knew it wasn't Hollywood with millions in the till.
Okay, we need to get this in one take. We're doing master shots first. Peter, on your mark, please. Action!
Where is Count Dracula?
My husband is out drinking. Now give me your neck.
And cut! Reset for Frankenstein. Don't hit Peter with the boom.
I never let the perfect be the enemy of the good. There's nothing wrong with settling, I wish more people would. Of course I have my standards, my name's on that marquee, but the business is for others, I just stay concerned with me.
Change Peter's costume! Get those bloody trousers off!
Since I know what I'm doing, I know my every mark and line, I stay hopeful that the final product will shine and not decline. But no matter how it goes, it's fine.
Quiet on the set! Action!
Dr. Frankenstein, the monster has escaped from the laboratory. He's heading for the village.
I never much cared for that village anyway.
And cut! Peter, do me a favor, love, and stay frozen while we reposition the camera. I need you completely still, Peter.
When I was playing Sherlock and even Doctor Who, I realized they were characters the public clearly knew, and I would be compared, perhaps unfairly so. I couldn't let it get to me, I just maintained the status quo.
Now we'll film the close-ups. Action!
Dr. Frankenstein, the monster has escaped from the laboratory. He's heading for the village.
I never much cared for that village anyway.
And cut! Strike the lab equipment. By the way, that's a live wire. Don't let it electrocute Peter.
I never let the perfect be the enemy of the good. There's nothing wrong with second best, that's always where I stood. It doesn't mean give up, the opposite is true. I relax and let my instincts do the things they always do.
Don't worry if the left wall falls over. We're only shooting the right.
In my first film at Hammer as Dr. Frankenstein, we didn't have resources, half the clothes I wore were mine. Then Dracula came after, and things were just as tight. They both became big hits, and not because of what we had, but in spite.
Are we sure that equipment hanging over Peter is secure?
Yes, I know what I'm doing. I know my every mark and line. I stay hopeful that the final product will shine and not decline. But no matter how it goes, it's fine.
Now remember, this is a tight close-up, Peter. Let me see it in your eyes. Action!
Where is Count Dracula?
My husband is out drinking. Now give me your neck.
Hold please, there's a shadow across Victoria's chest.
Oh no, we have to be able to see them.
Keep rolling, no one move. Boys, can we adjust that?
So now I'm looking back on a wonderful career. If I didn't want to do this, I would surely not be here. Although I think my public just might have understood.
No, don't worry about the light on Peter. We're just zooming in on Victoria's cleavage.
But I never let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Okay, one more time. Bare your fangs and hiss, Victoria.
Oh no, I never let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
And cut.
Before the final scenes are in the can, word comes that they are out of money and have to shut down production forever. Peter is devastated. Sexy actress Victoria, who can't remember if she needs the blonde wig for Frankenstein and the brunette wig for Dracula, or vice versa, tries to cheer Peter up.
Mr. Cushing, I've been trying to get my nerve to chat with you since the day we started filming. Now it looks like this is my last chance. I've admired you since I was a little girl. You see, my earliest memory is being taken to a silent vampire movie at a small festival outside London. It was German, I think. I don't remember what it was called. And then there were all these old black and white films from Hollywood, always on the telly. And then, of course, I saw all of your original Hammer pictures. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not just an actress. Mr. Monster Man, I'm a horror fan. Every matinee, every single week. In the darkness I would watch the screen and swoon, while the rest would shriek.
How lovely.
about their clothes and their hair and not much more, while I was busy watching Blood and Gore. At each film debut, I was in the queue. Mr. Monster Man, I'm a horror fan my entire life. Now I'm here with you, even though it might be over much too soon. Still my wish came true, Mr. Monster Man. I'm a horror fan. I'm a horror fan. I'm a horror fan.
Touched and not wanting to disappoint any of his horror fans, Peter Cushing and his famous generosity of spirit comes to the rescue with his checkbook, enabling the films to be finished. Finally, Cushing rallies the company after their very last take.
It's a wrap. I think you truly fulfilled your destiny, Peter.
What do you mean?
You've spent nearly 2 decades doing it on the screen, but now, by paying for the films, you finally become a monster maker in real life.
I suppose I have indeed. How terrifying. It's the final nail in the coffin. The final creature attack. And though he has made many monsters, Dr. Frankenstein's not coming back. The final nail in the coffin, the final bloody goodbye. After so many sequels and remakes, it's finally time for Dracula to die. The 50-year Dracula Frankenstein monster movie era was over, and that is Monster Makers. Thank you.